Hi, my name is Alessandro Angelosi and that's a new tutorial coming from cgcookie.com for MaxCookie. This time I'd like to create a simple scene trying to understand how we can create a tablecloth using the basic feature inside 3ds Max 2011. You can use also the other version of 3ds Max to follow these tutorials, not a problem. So the first thing I do is to check the unit setup to be sure that we are working in centimeters, and that's okay. Okay. Now I'd like to create a really simple table just using some standard primitives. So let's go there and let's create a cylinder and just something like that, and there we can work on the right uh, proportion and dimensions. So let's go for 45 centimeters for the radius, and let's say that it's 4 centimeters for the height, and we have no segments over the height, and then we like to have, for example, 50 sides. Then let's go there. Let's convert to an editable poly using the right mouse button. Then let's go there and let's say that we like to see also the edges faces. And then we can select just one edge, and then we can let's use a simpler way. So let's change the selection to the region and select this one and the other side, and let's go back there. We can expand the command panel, and I like to use the chamfer, but let's go near the table chamfer, and we can move the caddy, and let's change it to something like that, and let's add 2 steps. Let's say okay. Oh, sorry. Yes. Let's close the selection, and you see that we have the main area there for the table, and then we can go there and using another cylinder to make the central part. And let's go there and let's say that it's maybe 60 centimeters. Maybe less, so minus 50. Okay, and let's align to the first one, and we like just to align the X and the Y position, and let's say okay, and then we have to create another part for the basic area, and we can create a clone using this one. So edit, clone, copy, and let's move it to a position like this one, and then we can scale it over the X and the Y axis to something like that. Okay, and we have the table, so we can select everything. We can go there, group, and let's call it table. Okay, let's save the scene in the right folder. Okay, deliver February 21, and let's call it 3ds Max to February number 1. Okay, so we have it. Let's go in this point of view, let's open the group and let's check if we have, let's try to add the shaders, the right shaders, so we can set MintArray as rendering engine. Okay, and then we can go there and let's call it table vote, and we can assign it to all the meshes. So let's select the 3 cylinders, assign, then we can change it to an Arcan design, and let's start using the glossy varnished wood. Let's check this map. Okay, it's not so good, so let's go to change the map and let's see what we have inside the wood folder coming from 3ds Max. Let's try with the tooth-ash.jpg. Okay, it's really simple, but I think we can use it. It's not important for the scene how it looks. So then let's go to use a plane to have a pavement. Okay, and I like to add also the ambient occlusion to the shaders. So let's go inside the special effects, ambient occlusion, we have it, and let's say maybe 20 centimeters for the max distance. Now we can go there and let's call it floor and let's assign it, and we like to use an Arcan design, and let's start with maybe, I see nothing that I like, so we can start with a close to finish basic. Then we can go there to check for some maps, there for bitmap, and inside the Autodesk 3ds Max maps, let's check for something. Let's see if we have something inside there, but nothing so good. So let's go there, and I like to find a simple map, but that can be useful in this scene. Let's try with this one. Open. Okay, and let's set the blur to 0.5, and let's say 5 and 5 for the tiling, or maybe we can say 7 and 7. Okay, now let's go there and let's say that we have less reflection and more glossiness for the moment. Let's close, and I like to go near the table. Let's say to use the show save frame. Okay, and then we can add a light, and we can use a standard, and let's use an Array Omni, and we can say that the shadows. Let's go inside the area light. It's a sphere. Let's say that's okay. The radius. And let's go there for the intensity. Let's use the inverse square. Okay, to something like that. Let's save. And let's make a really simple test render, removing the final gather render. Okay, you see that's our basic setup. So let's go there, and let's say that we have also the far attenuation, and it starts there, and it will end there. Okay, let's make another test render. Okay, and let's make it more visible. Maybe more for the multiplier. Okay, and now I like to add another light. Let's say we can use maybe also a skylight, just to have more feeling. It's not important, the lighting for this scene. It's too much. Okay, let's go back inside the material, and I like to add the ambient occlusion also there. Let's say 20 centimeters also for the pavement. And let's change the skylight to 0.2 for the multiplier. Okay, and you see that it's not so much. Okay, I like to use just more light there. Let's try with 3.5. Okay, it is better. Perfect, so we have our basic scene setup, a really simple setup. Let's save it, and let's close this one. And now we have to work on the tablecloth. Okay, now we have to create the tablecloth, and the best way to create a realistic cloth is to use the cloth simulator inside 3ds Max, and we have the cloth effects plugin, and we can find it as a modifier. And to work on it, let's set to height for the lights. We can do a really simple thing, that is to create a plane, and we'll see two ways to create the tablecloth. So the first one will be this one, so we can see also the differences between the two ways. Let's align it there, and we can move it there because we need the dynamic to work in the right way. And then we have to divide with more segments. Let's try with 30 and 30. Okay, let's save it. Let's move to camera. Okay, now we can go there. Let's say that we can use a shader for the moment, a really simple shader with let's use a secker there, and let's remove edges faces. Let's make it with 10 and 10 so we can see better the shape and the distortion for the cloth. Let's go there. We can choose cloth, and then let's go there, object properties, and we see that cloth is a cloth. And let's say that for the moment we use the cotton preset. We can add another objects, and let's say the first cylinder, so cylinder 1, this one, and cylinder is a collision object. And for the moment let's use the basic value for all the properties for the collision. Let's say OK, and if we go there and we say simulate local, sorry, reset initial state, we have to use the standard simulation. So let's try, and you see that it is working, but the quality is really low. So cancel, and let's go there, and let's try to see if we can use default, so we have more lights, and you see that the quality is really low. So we need more detail for the tablecloth. So the first thing we can do is to go there. Let's say yes, we have to remove it, and let's say to remove it too. Let's go back there, and let's select the table. Let's see the mesh and the edges faces, so we see how many detail we have. Let's try to use, for example, 60 and 60. Okay, let's go there, and let's select again the cloth, object properties, and this one is a cloth, and we can use the cotton. We have to add the cylinder, and the cylinder is a collision object. Okay, let's remove the edges faces and simulate. Obviously now it's a little bit slower than before. You see that we have more detail actually, but maybe it's not so much, so let's wait. Okay, and you see for sure that we need more detail for the table. Let's go there to use more subdivision. Let's try 20 and 20 also there. Okay, and let's save. So we need to use more segments because we need a better resolution for the tablecloth. So let's go there, and let's remove, and let's remove, and let's choose this one, and let's say to double it, so 120 and 120. So now it's a little bit more complex than before, you see. Let's remove the edges faces. Let's choose the cloth, object properties, and plane is cloth, and we can use the cotton, add objects, the first cylinder, and the first cylinder is a collision object. Let's close, let's go there, and let's say simulate. So you'd see that now it's slower again than before, and actually we have no intercollision between uh, the cloth mesh, so we can't see uh, any collision for the cloth with itself. Let's see that now we have a better collision with the table, you can see it there, and we have also better quality for the final cloth simulation. So let's wait to have a more stable obviously if we like to avoid the collision between the various parts of the cloth we have to activate the self collision with the check intersection, but it will be slower, so for the moment we stay with a basic value to be sure that we will be really fast during the uh, scene preparation. Let's say that's okay, and that's our basic result. You see that actually it is just a little bit too big because we are going inside the pavement, but it's not important, later we can fix it. I like to make a copy, okay, and I like to see something with you, so let's select this one and we can apply an X4 and we can go there to the gizmo and we can move it, so we have it there. Let's go there and let's go inside the wireframe view. Let's remove the cloth and let's say for the moment 30 and 30. You see that we are using this kind of faces, the quad faces, but a cloth simulator prefer to use a different triangulation. So let's go there and let's create a rectangle similar to this one. Okay, and let's cancel this one, but before I like to move it there, and we can remove this one. Okay, and let's go inside the main viewport. Let's select the rectangle. Let's go inside the modifiers, um, and we have to use another modifier that comes with cloud effects, and that's the garment maker. And you see that it's a really different triangulation. And let's go inside the smooth. Let's assign the same material, this one, and let's see that the faces are really different. So I'd like to see how it works using this low value. So we can go there and we can say cloth, object properties, and this one is a cloth, the rectangle. Let's say that we use the cotton and add the cylinder, and the cylinder is an object collision, and simulate. Actually we have too low quality for the cloth, so the first thing we can do is to check for intersection. Let's simulate again, sorry, erase and simulate. Okay, and let's go inside the garment maker and let's go to edges faces. Better is to wireframe, and you see that we need for sure more faces. So you see that we have the density. Let's wait. Let's try with 002. And you see that we have more detail. Let's go in smooth. And let's remove the edges faces, and let's try, okay, let's try to simulate and we have to create more faces. So let's go back, yes, and let's go again in wireframe, and let's say 0.03 or maybe 0.04. We have a really high quality mesh now. Let's go there and simulate. You will notice that it's just a little bit different how it will be deformed than the first version we created using the standard polygons, and that's due to the mesh topology that it's optimized for to use it with a cloud simulator. Let's wait to have some frames more. Now we try to add the collision also with the plane, the floor. Let's stop it. That's our result. You can see that it's just a little bit different, and it's for sure more precise. So the first thing we can do is to add the plane, add objects, plane 2, and the plane 2 is a collision objects 2. Let's say OK, and let's try to see how it looks. So erase simulation and simulate. Let's wait just to see some frames. We have no right collision actually. With a plane. So that's plane 1, and that's why we have no collision. So sorry, plane, this one must be removed, and we have to add plane 1, and that's a collision objects. Okay, sorry. So erase simulation and simulate. You see that actually it's just a little bit slower than before because we have also the collision with the floor. So the simulation is more complex than the previous one. You see that we have no collision with the other cylinder, but it's not a problem because I'd like to be not so slow during the simulation. Okay, so let's stop it. Let's go near. And you see that's our actual result. I like to have more detail Let's see the wireframe. Okay, and we need more detail, and we have to also to change maybe the properties of the cloth. And let's see the rectangle. Let's see what we have just to use. uh, let's try with a satin. Okay, and let's simulate again just to see if we have a better result, and then we can change the shaders for the tablecloth and just a little bit the resolution to obtain the final result. So you see that it is working on the simulation. With a different setup for the cloth. And now I like to okay, we can use something like that. Let's cancel and let's see it. I like just to see how it works using the another setup as the silk. I think it will be better, so erase the simulation and let's go there and let's say simulate just some frames to see how it works, and then we can change the shaders and we can then use the final settings for the cloth. Obviously you have to find the best parameter for the cloth to have the final right setup, but actually we can use just a basic preset for a test. Okay, let's see it. Okay, it can be okay. So let's go inside the material editor and we can change it to an arc design. Okay, and let's go at the beginning and let's say that we have a UVW mapping, and then let's go there and let's see if we have a basic preset we can use. We have nothing so good. Let's start from the leader and then we can remove the reflectivity and we can change this one with a bitmap, and let's see if we have something good for the cloth. We can say maybe this one. Okay, let's check it. Let's try with two tiling and two tiling also there. Okay, let's try with 0.5 for the blur. Let's remove just a little bit of roughness. And we have no closeness actually, and let's copy this one inside the bump, paste, and let's try with 1, and let's use a little bit of reflectivity. nothing so big. So let's save. Okay, and let's render. Okay, we need to add the spatial effects also there. Let's say 20 centimeters. Let's go there. Let's use, okay, something like that. And I like to change the skylight. So let's see the lights. And this one will be 0.1. And I like to add a red light there. Let's try to use the scene light, and there I like to change it to a blue color, and it would be really low. Let's try with this setting. Okay, now it's better. And I like to have just less, more detail. So let's save. Then we can select this one. And let's go to the garment maker. Yes. And I like to see the detail. So let's go in the main width. Let's try with 0.6. Okay, maybe we can try with 0.7. Okay, so now we can simulate it again. So erase simulation and reset state, and now we can simulate again. Let's see, you see it's a little bit slower than before again, because we have a really high quality mesh there. Okay, I can stop the recording so you can see the final result as soon as it will be ready. So that's the result. You see that the simulation is better and better than before. I simulated just some frames. We can then go there and select the shell modifier just to have another more detail. Okay, so we don't see inside the mesh. Let's try just a little bit less, something like that. Okay, let's save. And let's change just a little bit the point of view, and we can go near, and this will be our table. So let's create the camera using this point of view. Okay, save again. and let's see just a fast rough result. Obviously you can fix and make better uh, shaders, because I prepared just really simple shaders just to make some test render. Okay, maybe we can add just another light. There, something that will be hot. Okay, and this will be with shadows. Let's use the interray shadow maps. Let's say 258, and the sample range will be 3 centimeters and 8 for the moment for the sampling. Let's see again how it looks. Okay, it seems not bad. Perfect. So we can save it. Maybe we can make just a little test without the skylight. I like to make a copy and make a new render. I think I prefer this one. Sure, yes. So that will be our final render. We can see better the two fill lights we used with the Omni lights we are using now. But you know that if you like, you can use also this one. So maybe uh, you can decide which can be used or not. So for example, we can use something like 0.05. Let's save, and for this tutorial that's all, and I hope to see you back on MaxCookie to check for new tutorial coming from cgcookie.com. Bye.